Welcome to the second try of the Flor Dominicana Gourmet Smoke Session number 9. We're live from Conway, Arkansas. We're going to bring Brandon
Yeah.
McKinney, owner of West End Cigars, on here shortly. By the way, the people in the background, the microphone can hear you. Just to give you a heads up, the microphone can hear you. I know there's some people over here that's got pirate mouths, so watch that. We've got Brandon McKinney on here. You can hear him laughing in the background. I'm live in Lincoln, Maine, getting ready for the 4th of July weekend. We've got a really big weekend ahead here with the Gourmet Smoke Sessions. We have a special showing, which we'll get into, and a big event day on 4th of July. We'll be doing a Gourmet Smoke Session at 3 p.m., where we'll be doing tomahawk ribeyes and steak hot dogs. And then we'll be doing at 9 p.m.-ish. It's about time because whenever the sun goes down is when we'll get started. We have a fireworks extravaganza year 8 for the group of us that put on the show, but year 2 for the Gourmet Smoke Sessions and Hacking Gourmet. But let's get into it. Let's introduce. We got injuries happening on the side here. We got it's dangerous over here. But let's welcome Brandon McKinney from West End Cigars in Little Rock, Arkansas, and Conway. Brandon, welcome aboard.
Hey, thanks for having me. Excited to be here.
I,
Let's give this thing
I
another
know
go.
this. Yeah, I know this wasn't how we planned it, but last week on Wednesday, for anyone that caught the beginning parts of our show, um, I was in Conway, Arkansas, at their northern store. They have one in right outside, about 20 minutes south in Little Rock, the first store you had. But we had a great
hmm
session there. We had about 50 to 75 people. Had great Japanese barbecue. It was a great time. But Brandon, I'm going to bring up on the screen some pictures of your stores here. Tell us a little bit of how you got started in the cigar business and what West End Cigars, what it stands for.
Yeah, man. Yeah, show off that, roll that beautiful bean footage, as they say. Yeah, so 7 years ago, about moved to Little Rock, Arkansas, and started West End Cigars. I've been a cigar smoker and enthusiast for since I was 18 years old, and anyway, just fell in love with it. Convinced my wife to let me open up a cigar shop about 7 years ago, and so we did. We opened up the first location, which is the picture on the left there in the shopping center, and then a year and a half ago, almost right before COVID shut everything down, we opened up another shop about 25 miles away in Conway, Arkansas, and our shops, in a nutshell, are a positive place for people to build relationships, and so for us, that's what it's about. Creating a family atmosphere that people feel like they're a part of.
So our friend Greg Morgan here had some great compliments for you, which I agree with, not just because you're on the line with me, but he also says that I've got to record an episode of the Straight Cut podcast with Mark and
My man,
Aaron.
Greg.
And Greg, we actually did episode 116. It's live, the Straight Cut podcast. It's active there, and we did. It was a great time. We talked about body hair, cigars a little bit, and food. But if you're interested in that, jump into that. But another thing that's exciting about the Gourmet Smoke Sessions here, we make a special cigar for each retailer we're involved in, and this is the 9th out of 16 in season 1. So if you're watching here, we will have a season 2. There will actually be a season 2 that will be starting in 2022. But the special cigar that we have this evening, and you can get these from West End Cigars. The website's down at the bottom here. You can't actually buy directly on the website, but it has all their contact information on there. But we have a 6.5 by 60 ring gauge Air Bender Maduro, and it's called Cima De Aguda, which stands for the razor back. We're not sure if that means the actual animal itself or it's just razor and then the word back. I don't speak perfect Spanish, but one way or another it translates to the razorback. We've got our guests here. There's an actual chef in the house finally. I may bring Cole on here to hang out if he's interested. I got headset in a little bit, but we do have Chef Cole Averill here with us and his beautiful wife, Jen. Are those lemon curds?
These are curds pack, local cheese curds done in the state of Maine,
Wow.
packaged in olive oil, herbs, and roasted.
So we got cheese curds and we got Riesling. Perfect. Life is good.
Pork.
Yeah, you guys can come right through if you want. Not a problem. This is what it's about, having a good time. It's a screen where everything's covered up, so you're all set. But the Cima De Aguda, you can pick that up at West End Cigars. We smoked it last week. It was excellent. Tonight, I'm going to be smoking our Gourmet Smoke Session number 4 cigar. This was at Mom's Cigar Warehouse in New York. I'm smoking the toast here, the little Airbender Maduro chisel. So some great, yeah. Greg translated for us. It says it means the sharp side. So yeah, the sharp side of the pig there, the Razorback. But you can get those up. It has a Candela A on it. So we'll be smoking those tonight and smoking the Air Bender Maduro chisel here that I have. But the next thing that's important is what are we going to be cooking? So this worked out really well, Brandon, because you were originally not going to be cooking with me, and it was just going to be me cooking at the show at the shop. And as the technical issues that we had, you're now going to get to participate with me. So you got to see how the meat and bone package comes in. And tonight we're going to be cooking twin Nyman Ranch tomahawk pork chops. These are 12 to 16 ounces. We're going to sprinkle them with a little bit of the notorious PIG pig rub. First, we got the notorious PIG pig rub, and you can see the tomahawk comes from the rib of the pig. I got a little picture of our pig friend there, so you can notice there it's highlighted in red. Then we're going to be topping that at the end. I'm a huge fan of the chimichurri, the Grill Master's chimichurri. I've lost mine; it's here somewhere, but we're going to be topping that with the chimichurri sauce. And then, just for snacking purposes, the first thing we're going to do is build a little charcuterie board. So in there we've got uncured Genoa salami. We've got uncured hot sopressata. We've got uncured prosciutto, and then we've got the uncured capicola. And I actually ordered a couple extra things on my side. I have Himone Iberico Copa, and I've got Himone Iberico prosciutto, essentially, a Bayota, which is really nice. And I've got these little breadsticks. You can see it right here in the middle. This is going to be one of our future packages for the end of July, which we'll be announcing on Sunday. But these are called Rizaditos. They're little breadsticks. So they're delicious. We're going to be eating a ton of these things. And I'm going to put that board together. But the first thing we're going to do, Brandon, is we're going to open up these pork chops. So let's open up these pork chops here. We've got 2 grill cams today because I'm going to be cooking some other stuff too. I've got a 8-pound rib rack, pork rib rack that I'm going to be cooking on charcoal on the side. I sous vide it for about 3 hours at 140 degrees, so we'll finish that off there. I'm also going to be doing some vegetables and some different things. We got some guests coming over tonight. But you can see it comes in temperature controlled containers, airtight here. You could actually sous vide this if you want. That's one of the things I like the best about this stuff. So open these babies up, and we're going to season these quite heavily with the notorious PIG pig rub.
Let's do it. I went ahead and tried to be prepared since I was running behind. So mine are out and ready, but I have not seasoned.
So Brendan, you're cooking on, you're going to be cooking on a griddle as well. I got the Blackstone here with the air fryers, but you also be cooking on a griddle. So we'll be, if you're looking at the grill cams, the bottom right-hand side is where we're going to be cooking these tomahawk pork chops. We're going to do a tempered cook on these, same way we treat steak. We're going to be cooking these babies to about medium. Despite what a lot of people think, pork should be consumed at medium. There hasn't been a case of trichinosis in the United States in like 80 years. The reason why that was prevalent in pork back in the day was pigs used to eat slop. They'd eat anything. Now they're grass-fed, corn-fed, and they're not eating garbage. So don't have to worry about disease on these. As long as we get them up to a medium well, we're going to be fine. So yeah, grab your notorious PIG pig rub and slather on a bunch on both of those sides there.
Let's do this. I like. It's not there's not like a grate here. This is just like pour as much as you want.
Yeah, you can use. Honestly, there's no recipes on this show. When we have real chefs on the show, on the actual hacking gourmet show, those guys use recipes. But the hacking is about throwing stuff together, and the more the merrier when it comes to seasoning, in my opinion. When it's something other than steak. Also, I am going to be cooking some steak tonight. I got some prime sirloin, some big cuts of prime sirloin that I'm going to be cooking. I'm going to be using. I'm going to be using some black truffle salt on those and cutting them up into little pieces. So we're going to be doing some sirloin tips. So we got that seasoned. My grill's ready to roll for the most part. I'm going to scrape it down, throw some oil on. But let's get this charcuterie board set up.
I'm ready.
Move this down so people can see that.
Yeah, and I'm pretty much rocking the same grill. It's just the whatever off-brand or whatever that is. This is the Sam's Club special I got right here.
So I got lucky, man, with this Blackstone. I picked it up this year, and it was. They have one that has a deep fryer on it, or essentially it has 2 burners, and you can put some pans on top of it and turn it into a deep fryer. And it's like it's like $450. So I went in there, and the one they had was broken. and they didn't have a replacement, so they gave me the high-end one for the same price. So I ended up with a lot more grill than I was planning on buying. You'll notice the prosciutto comes with little plastic separators in it. That helps it stop from connecting to itself. It's much easier to rip it off. So I'm gonna rip these baby off, put them in a little pile here. I like to curl them up because I'm gonna put a little bit of olive oil over the top and a little truffle salt just because I like the taste of it.
Okay. Oh yeah. Nice. Yeah, we'll say the packaging and everything, top notch. All the stuff we got.
I like when we do these packages, adding a snack at the beginning because it's nice to snack on something while you're cooking the food. So
Yep.
the packages going forward, I'm going to make sure we always have a little bit of a snack in there. Stack these little breadsticks up in the middle. I will definitely have some of that wine.
We'll pour you one. It's gonna be in a silver cup.
And I got this olive oil. This is called Venta del Baron. It's the best olive oil I've ever had in my entire life. Absolutely incredible. Coincidentally, it is available on meatandbone.com. Obviously we got a partnership with them, but this olive oil is ridiculous. So I got the charcuterie board together here. Got that off to the side. We can start snacking on that bad boy.
I was ready to roll.
There we go. So it's snack time over here. If anybody wants some of this, help themselves. I will take the camera off if you don't want to appear on camera. And then another thing we're going to do is we're just going to hit with a little bit of oil. We'll use a little bit of the olive oil. Sorry, we're going to use a little bit of vegetable oil first just to kind of get some crust on it. So we'll hit it with that. We're going to use that olive oil as a finishing olive oil.
Mm-hmm.
And then your chimichurri, it's gonna be fine that your chimichurri is cool.
Oh, okay.
That's fine. Mine's gonna be hot because I'm gonna put it on this pan here and warm it up. But to get these grills ready, you just season them up. Yeah, those charcuterie boards are delicious. And we're gonna go on medium-high heat. We're gonna get a really good char on the outside of this. A little more vegetable oil here. And then we're gonna go on for about minute and a half on each side. It's gonna be real hot, so we'll go for about a minute and a half each side here, Brandon. Then we're gonna flip it over for another 2 minutes on each side. Then we're gonna give it a rest. Come on in. And then while that's sitting there for about a minute and a half, I'm gonna yank out this big roast I got going on over here. A big pork roast. Said I had that in there about 3 hours at 140. We're going to bring this over here, and we're going to season it up with the notorious PIG pig rub as well.
Heat it up a little bit. Mm-hmm.
And then on this pork that I got going here, the pork roast you can see on the other grill cam, we're going to use the notorious PIG pig rub. We're going to rub that baby in a little bit, and then we're going to finish this baby off with the Japanese barbecue sauce, the Boston barbecue sauce that I enjoy using. So we're going to finish that baby off with that.
Is that what we did the
20 seconds
up here with?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
So
same type of concept.
I'm still eating it.
I'm throwing that right on the top there. So that's going to look nice. We can give that a lot of heat. So at 140 internally and externally. So we'll give that a lot of heat. So that'll be good to go. We're going to need to flip these babies over. So let's flip these tomahawk pork chops. The char, we're gonna get a big char on this, which is fine because we're gonna be putting chimichurri on. So you can see there's a nice char on there, and then we're gonna be finishing off with chimichurri. Since I got my pan on the side here, I'm gonna put the chimichurri in the pan just to warm it up a little bit.
Oh yeah. I don't know. Mine's hot enough. Man, up a little bit. That's a nice char.
Yeah, what's yours look like?
Char looks good. I'm worried it's not hot enough to have cooked through, but we'll see. I might just have to go another minute.
Well, we're gonna cook. This is gonna get 2 cooking periods, so we're gonna give it another.
Okay.
This is gonna get a resting period after this 3 minutes total here cooking, and then we're gonna give it a resting period for about 5 minutes or so. That'll absorb the heat through the meat and through the protein. Then we're gonna set it back on the grill for about another minute or so. We'll absorb the heat through. We'll do that 3 times. So we're gonna get 3 cooking periods here. So it will cook. It will cook all the way through.
Yeah, that makes sense. I remember you doing that with the dry aged steaks that we cooked for the anniversary event.
Was that your 5th year anniversary or 4?
4. That was 4.
Yeah, we did this fun event,
3 years ago.
which was, I've been doing cooking events around, but this was one of the where we actually really fully did it with, real high-end meat. We did I think there was 4 different kinds of dry-aged beef that we tried that night, and we did choice beef with it as well. So we did a big sampling at the Little Rock store. It was awesome. Yeah, we did do the tempered cooking method with that, so it was excellent.
Yeah,
all right, so we can pull these babies off.
In the kettles.
Yep. So we can pull these off over here. We got a good char on both sides. We want to, when we lay this down to rest, we want to put it with the heated side that we just heated up. The reason we want to do that is we want to make sure it's evenly cooked. So if it's a heated side down, it'll cause essentially some insulation, and it'll continue to cook unevenly. So this way we're going to have it heated side up. We're going to let that rest for about 5 minutes. I've got the sauce waiting here on the side. That's all ready to go and heated up.
Boom.
And we got the charcuterie board. So life is good.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys want any of this, please help yourself. How's it going, Jesse? Good to see you, man. How you been?
It's been a while.
So while we're sitting there with the resting period, I said let's take one more look at the cigars here. This is the Cima De Aguda. This is a Habano Maduro wrapper, Dominican binder and filler, medium to full bodied. It's got a Candela A on it. Thank you very much. And available exclusively for Gourmet Smoke Session number 9 and West End Cigars in Arkansas. Man, it was a great trip out there. I'd been down in Miami last week, the week before I was there, and it rained and poured. It was humid and gross. It was like I know you guys had some hot weather, but when we landed, it was like being in a different planet. It was just beautiful, and the night of the event was great. So really enjoyed this cigar. I said you can jump on westendcigar.com, get their contact information, give them a call at either of the stores, and they'll take care of you. Brandon tonight's at the Conway store, and they got staff there that can take care of you, and they're able to ship anywhere. Also, you can jump on the Hacking Gourmet website. This is where all the Flor Dominicana Gourmet smoke sessions are listed and all the Hacking Gourmet episodes. Just jump on there. It's hackinggourmet.com. We have some profiles on the crew from Hacking Gourmet. We have information on our partner websites, LFDcigars.com, meatandbone.com, Uncle Steve Shakes, and our friends at the Red Meat Lovers Club as well. And you can also catch all the past episodes, and you can click on our Gourmet Smoke Session option there, and that will scroll down and show you all the Gourmet Smoke Sessions that we've done. And all of those are always available. All those packages are available on meatandbone.com continuously. So if you like one of the session packages, you can always jump on and get there. They deliver your house in about 2 days, as you said, in temperature controlled containers. It also has upcoming gourmet smoke sessions there as well. And then let's take a look over here at the dual grill cam. We got dual grill cams going on. I've got the pork roast over here on the side. We're going to get a bunch of char in here. This is being cooked on lump charcoal.
Love it.
So we got a nice char going on. Now it's the fat end side down. So we'll have that there. I'm going to shut this for about 4 to 5 minutes just to give it some radiant heat throughout. So we've got that going on.
Nice.
Another thing I'm going to be cooking tonight, I'm going to be doing everyone knows that my lady friend is vegetarian. So we'll be cooking barbecue broccoli tonight. So we're going to be doing barbecue broccoli, and we'll be using the Blackstone air fryers for that. And we're also going to be using a little bit of fajitas for that. We've got red bell peppers, yellow bell peppers, green peppers, shallots, and onions. We'll be mixing in with that, and we'll be topping that with the Tortoise PIG pig roast and the Japanese barbecue sauce there. So we're about 3 minutes on the resting period.
Okay.
So Brandon, what else you got going on at West End? I know you got some new limited edition cigars that are going in. You've been posting some different things over the last few days. What's going on at West End here for the summer?
Yeah, man. It's kind of an exciting time, I think, for a lot of retail and for a lot of cigar shops. At least for us, people are getting out and doing things, and they've been cooped up for so long, and so it's been really, really great to see a good amount of customers flowing through the shop and be able to get some events and things together. So we just did a couple of our first events back. We were the second one coming up here and doing that, and so that was a lot of fun. And of course, we've got the trade show coming up next week, so I'll be going to that, but Joe and Doug will be here holding down the fort. And so yeah, we've brought in a couple of new brands for the shops. Opening up the Conway shop was nice, because the first time you open up a small shop and a small humidor, and then you quickly realize it's too small and you outgrow it. And so the second shop was able to get a little bit more space and an outdoor patio. So that was really nice, and being able to get people in here and utilize it is a lot of fun. So we've got events starting to line up for every month for the rest of the year. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
So if anybody's watching, yes, my pork chop roast is on fire. That's the fat side down, so that's the fat burning. With the way we're cooking here, fire is our friend. We're just trying to char the outside. So we're going to pull this baby off, let it rest, and then we're going to top that with some chimichurri sauce and the Boston barbecue sauce. Now, coming back over to the other grill cam, Brandon, we've got to feel these steaks here. So we got these tomahawks, these pork steaks. What we're feeling for is not just texture, we're feeling for heat. So we don't want to put this back on until the heat's been fully absorbed back into the muscle, which is getting right to the point where we need to be. So what we're going to do is, if you've got a little edge on your grill like I have here, we're going to put these bone side down, and we're going to cook that bone side down just for about 2 minutes. What that's going to do is absorb heat through the bone, and that's going to allow it to be evenly cooked on the bone side as well. You can also do that with any of your regular steaks, porterhouses, any bone-in steak. Cooking it right on the bone is really key. One of the challenges with bone-in steaks is a lot of the time in bone-in, any types of meat product, is the meat right next to the bone tends to be really raw, and a way to get around that and make sure it's cooked evenly is to cook right on the bone there. So we're going to leave that there for about 2 minutes. Problem I have during these sessions, my friend, is that these cigars I smoke keep going out because I talk too much.
Yeah, I can understand that.
While we're here, we do have one announcement. We've got a special session coming up on Sunday, July 4th. We're going to be celebrating the 4th of July. I know this has been a challenging time in our home state, LFD's home state of Florida, with the situation that happened with that building collapse down there. Everybody's in our thoughts and prayers with that, a really challenging situation. So we'll be dedicating this 4th of July celebration to them. But we do have the 4th of July celebration coming up. We do have a special gourmet smoke session package with that. So let's jump over to this. this was our fireworks show from last year in the background here. So 3 p.m. we'll be cooking, 9 p.m.-ish, 9:15-ish we'll be going live with the fireworks show, and that's with our friends at Jack Schwartz, and we'll be smoking the Stars and Stripes cigar. So you can jump to jackschwartz.com for that. There we go. All right, so now it's time to jump back on here. We're going to take these tomahawks. We're going to cook them now on the flat side here. So flat side down, we're going to go for about a minute, maybe 45 seconds. We got a good char going on there already.
Yeah, eat up, eat up. I'm like eating half of it already. Yeah, you know, talking about the special cigar, I was really happy with how that turned out. That has been a great size and a great, people have loved it, and we are going through them. So that's a cool thing to have.
Well, you know what?
Represents the great state of Arkansas.
Yeah, it was the largest size that we'd done for one of the gourmet smoke sessions. And it'll probably be the largest size that we do. So it was exciting to get it out there. And I was, that cigar smoked forever. The only thing I would have done differently, if we could go back and do it again, the cigar itself is perfect, is we were talking about it. The A is located towards the bottom part of the cigar so it doesn't interfere with the wrapper. And all of us, within like 30 minutes, had smoked through the A. Which was really cool. So I would next time if we did one like that, I'd make sure we put the graphic a little higher so you kind of show it off the whole time. But yeah, it was really exciting. It was a really good time we had out there. If you have an opportunity to join one of our sessions live, it's always fun to cook at home. But being live is also great. We cook a little bit of a different menu when we're there. We're going to flip these at the same time. You can see we're getting some great caramelization here. There is sugar in that rib rub, so you're getting a little bit of caramelization here. And these are looking awesome.
Yeah, I was afraid that it was too big. I don't typically like bigger ring gauges, but we have a lot of big range customers, big ring gauge customers, so that's fine. But I really enjoyed it, and a lot of our customers have loved it.
So I'm getting my wood butcher board set up over here on the side. This is where I'm going to plate it up when we're done. We can take these babies off. We're going to give another 3 to 4 minute rest here. And then we're going to throw it on for about 30 more seconds. And then we're going to be ready to eat. That's cooked pretty perfect. You can see this other grill cam here. This is how the rib roast came out. Nice medium well. So I'm going to let that rest off to the side. That's done. I'm going to throw in my vegetables.
Arnie, like cost-wise, is pork like this bone-in pork chop? I mean, is that a significantly cheaper cut than like a tomahawk ribeye? I mean, that's something you could do regularly, I guess, right?
That's a great question. I mean, the pork tends to be less expensive overall than beef. You can get different grades of it. Like the Nyman Ranch is a really high-end pork purveyor, so it's a little pricier than like the pork you would just get at the store. But it's got a higher quality of marbling. It's fed better, fed different foods, and really monitored. I'm going to use some olive oil on this broccoli here. But yeah, pork tends to be like a high-end pork is going to be significantly less expensive than like a high-end beef product. So it is a great alternative, and the pork tomahawks have so much flavor. The bonus, they really do operate the same way as a piece of meat would with the flavor when you do bone in on pork. But yeah, if you're looking for an alternative, you want to do something that's nice and grilled. Another thing too is pork for me is so much more versatile, simply because when I cook steak, I like it with salt and olive oil. That's about it. Pork, we're seasoning it up. If you watch these shows or watch me cook, I don't use a ton of seasoning when I cook steaks. But when we have the pork here, it's getting seasoned up with a bunch of stuff, and you can really, manipulate and play with the flavors and sauces. I prefer not to do that with pork. Sorry, I prefer not to do that with steak.
Yeah.
So with this here, I'm going to take a little bit more. I put the veggies on top here. I got broccoli in here. I'm going to put a little bit of this barbecue sauce on top. And we're going to put this right in the air fryer. Air fryer here cooks up pretty quick, so this is going to be about maybe 5 to 10 minutes. It's going to cook up real nice. I also got some asparagus on the side here and some shallots, so we're going to do the same thing with that. I didn't put any salt on here. I just did olive oil. We'll salt it up at the end as I'm finishing. We're going to treat these vegetables today a little bit like we do the meat. We're going to season it at the end. Hit this with a little oil. Toss the shallots on top. And we just really slice these shallots up. They aren't chopped up. You can see here, big whole pieces. Got a lot of flavor to it. We can check these meat with your fingers here. You can feel that there's still a little bit of heat there, so we're still good on the resting time. Let's clean this grill up just a little bit. Just so the very last char we get is straight on the Blackstone. There's nothing in between it. These little breadsticks are delicious, huh?
Yeah, look, I didn't get those. Yeah, I wasn't thinking ahead. I do have a bottle of wine ready to go, so I'm excited about that.
All right. Let me light this cigar up here. Let's catch. You want to bring UP? Bring UP here for a second. Let's.
Covered in meat juice again. He did it
Where do you
again.
get it?
Underneath that.
Oh
He
my
got
gosh!
dripped on. He
It's
was
all over his
licking.
ear. So this is UP, the useless pup. Jonathan. He has a big issue with food and meat. He's been showered in meat juice today. He's covered in pork juice now. He smells like a pork roast. He won't be cooked, but he has taken a pork shower. So there you go, Jonathan. Time to go get cleaned up. I guess we'll just leave him for the night.
Oh no.
Cheese to that charcuterie board.
Yeah. Oh yes, we got cheese curds added to the charcuterie board. And if anybody was wondering what I was doing with a cigar, this is a chisel shape. It's the only patented cigar shape in the cigar world. Instead of cutting it, I just take the side here at the top. See, it's a flat torpedo. You just pinch the sides and the cap comes right off. So that's how I'm smoking that. All right, we're ready to throw this back on. Just get a little bit more oil on here. We're going to put these on for a very short time, Brandon. These are going to be about 30 seconds on each side.
Mm-hmm.
And again, let's just highlight the cigar. We got the Gourmet Smoke Session number 9 cigar. This is Cima De Aguda. It's Air Bender Maduro, 6.5 by 60, and exclusively for West End Cigars. In Arkansas, features a Candela A for Arkansas. So the contact information is below, westendcigar.com. Jump on there, get their information, give them a call, and they'll get these babies shipped out to you. We're going to flip these steaks now. You can see the grill cams down there for those cooking at home with us. Another good thing about pork, and especially the tempered cooking method that we're using on it, is pork tends to have, it doesn't have a high marbling factor to it. Now, this is well marbled pork, but we're not really breaking down and rendering the fat, so a lot of the heat is going directly into the pork and into the muscle, so we don't have to give this as much heat, and the resting period of time that we're working on it is really working in and cooking the muscle. And by me not giving it as much heat, we're not letting it sit on there as long. It's something that's real fatty where we're trying to break it down. If you watch the tomahawk ribeye, Brandon, that we cooked through there, I essentially left that on fire. You came in and you were like, "Hey man, the steak's on fire," and it stayed on fire, and we flipped it around. And it cooked for about 8 minutes, and then when we cut it up, it was nice medium rare. So a real fatty piece of meat can take a lot of heat because you're trying to break that down. But with pork, you can give it a shorter amount of time on the heat and get some similar results. Yeah. So I'm going to give these one more run right here before we take them off on the bone side, just to make sure we're in good shape. I'm also going to take my steaks here on the second grill cam. I've got the prime sirloins. I'm just going to throw them straight on. No oil, no nothing. We're really just trying to get some good char on this. I'm going to cut these up into little bits. So we throw little babies on there. Those are going to get about 2 minutes on each side, and then a resting period. We'll finish it off with the truffle salt, and then we'll finish it off with a little bit of that olive oil that we had there. All right, let's pull these pork chops off. I'm going to let those rest for just a few minutes. And again, just want to highlight, we're getting close to the end here, but I want to highlight it again. I said we got the special edition on the 4th of July gourmet smoke session. We'll be cooking prime tomahawk ribeyes, steak hot dogs. That'll be at 3 p.m. So we'll be doing the cooking session at 3 p.m. And then around 9 o'clock, we'll go live, and the fireworks will start around 9:15 p.m. when the sun goes down up here. We'll have the firework extravaganza and the stars and stripes. And we're going to have some patriotic music. So I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a highlight of what it's going to be like. With these air fryers, you just want to shake it up a little bit to spread the food around so it gets even air from the air fryer. The asparagus is done. So we're going to hit that with a little bit of olive oil. And we're going to go over here, flip these steaks. We're not going for grill marks, we're going for char. These are big steaks. So we're going to take some steak weights so they cook evenly. Cole, these are from the Snack Shack. Get some plates for the asparagus here.
You want to grab me a couple plates? And it is hot and humid out here, standing on this grill.
Yeah, it's 65 degrees up here right now. We're in good shape.
Oh, are you up north?
Yeah. All right. So it's time to cut in these steaks, these pork tomahawk steaks here. We're going to cut them straight down the bone. We're going to slice them up just so everybody can see.
So cut them up.
It is cooked perfect.
The big one that they left. The big metal one.
So we're going to slice these babies up. We got a nice medium well on them. Texture's great, cooked perfectly right up against the bone.
Ready to
Slice
dive
up
into
the
these
second
babies.
one.
do this. Weapon of choice.
And we're going to hit it with a little bit of the chimichurri sauce right over the top.
Yeah.
I need a photographer. If somebody doesn't mind taking a picture here. We're going to flip these steaks again over here before we take a picture on that side.
Oh man, turned out beautiful.
All right, there we go. So we've got our beautiful Twin Nyman Ranch pork chops with the notorious
How do they turn out?
PIG pig rub. We've got the Grill Masters chimichurri sauce on the top there. Beautiful meal. I'm going to take a bite.
I'll beat you to it.
So that's how pork chops are
juicy.
supposed to be cooked.
Great.
That's awesome. So Brandon, thank you for having us. Thank you for being part of the Gourmet Smoke Sessions. It was great to be there last week live and in person. It was special to be able to do this tonight. Hope you enjoy the meal. Like I said, if anyone's interested, you can jump on meatandbone.com, grab this package. We'll also be back, as I said, this Sunday, July 4th, to celebrate America, Independence Day. So we'll have that. We've got 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. We'll be cooking tomahawk ribeyes and steak hot dogs. We'll be going for about 45 minutes to an hour there. And then at 9 p.m.-ish, about 9:15, we'll be going live with the fireworks extravaganza. And then on July 4th, we'll also be announcing at 3 p.m. our July 28th Gourmet Smoke Session with our friends at Regency Cigar in Rhode Island. We've got some fun stuff planned for that, and we'll be celebrating their 25th anniversary at the same time. So until next time, we'll see you on the Gourmet Smoke Sessions here live on the Flor Dominicana on YouTube, Facebook, Hacking Gourmet on YouTube and Facebook, and you can check us out all the time on social media channels, and you can buy these packages. As I said, if you enjoy and you want to have what we had, jump on meatandbone.com. But we'll see you next time on the Gourmet Smoke Sessions on Sunday, July 4th.